What up guys, this is Kaishu here, and we're gonna react to a new video made by Globku named No One Was Expecting This. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I am very hype to to play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero when it comes out. So yeah, we're definitely gonna be playing that on my other channel. And let's see what Globku gonna say. So let's go. Also subscribe to him. He's one of my favorite YouTubers to watch on anime news. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it and give me I'm gonna watch it and give y'all my thoughts on this things he's saying and what he found in the game. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy.
There's a new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero trailer coming out very soon according to these new scans, but until then, these scans have given us 11 new confirmed characters, and one of them completely breaks every prediction, including my own. At first I was gonna wait for that trailer to come out before making a video on this, but then Shonen Games posted the scan translation, which includes descriptions of new game mechanics, and I've been thinking what these new reveals mean for the entire before making a video on this, but then Shonen Games posted the scan
explosion
translation, which includes this.
I can't even read that fast. Okay, a new option in mid-range combat. Okay. Quickly close in your. Wait, what am I saying? Quickly close in on your opponents. Aim for weak points. Weak points. Assault advantage. Interesting. So this game gonna have weak points. So like, the way I'm thinking about it is like, with the weak points is like, it like shows on that character and you just press a button to hit that part and then it does more damage and all that. But in reality, I feel like it'll be like the weak points, put on quotes, like quote, weak points. I feel like it will just be, like how fighting games like Mortal Kombat and all them, when you like do a jab, the frames of it is like 8. I'm not 100% sure with the frames on it, but like if you have a higher frame, that means your recovery is slower than whatever other attack. Hopefully I'll know what I'm talking about, but yeah. I think that's what weak points really gonna be. But let's see what Globku gonna say.
Descriptions of new game mechanics.
Okay, turn the tides off the battle. Revenge counter. Okay, they got counter attacks. So you get like, so you like how on like WWE when you like press RT to cancel your opponent from like slamming you on the ground. So it's probably gonna be like that. But, you know,
and I've been thinking what these new reveals mean for the entire roster all weekend long, so I can't wait no longer, man. I gotta talk about these reveals. First of all, the new trailer that's gonna come out is...
read that. A gather of warriors with power and speed. There are characters from DBS as well. Playable characters, Volume 2, player versus speed. Power fighters that destroy everything in their path. Fighters that toy with their opponents with amazing speed. This time we'll examine these two battle styles. Speed. Unleash attacks on enemies in the blink of an eye. Dang, okay. So hit will be like, if you've seen the anime, Super, just in case y'all didn't, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Focused on speed versus power. I like how their trailers are thematic like this. The previous trailer, if you remember, was about rivals, and it revealed a bunch of different Gokus and Vegetas. In fact, that's something that the scan also acknowledges, with Vegeta alone adding 13 characters and Goku adding 11. And although the scan doesn't say it, I will. It adds 13 and 11 characters so far. If you count the number of Gokus and Vegetas they have revealed, yes, those numbers check out. But we're obviously still missing Ultra Instinct and maybe even UI Sign. And Vegeta might also get Super Saiyan and Blue evolved, so there's that. I do expect more Gokus and Vegetas to be announced before this game releases. But that's the first big reveal of these scans, that character types will be a thing in Sparking Zero. And I think Tenkaichi already had something like this, even if it wasn't explicit, but you definitely already had stronger and slower characters versus the quick ones. Maybe this time they're just outright telling you in the character select screen. There might even be a little icon next to each character telling you what type they are. With speed types, you may not be as strong or durable, but all your actions are lightning fast. You'll be able to move for longer periods thanks to your low ki consumption. Power types, on the other hand, severely burn through energy with ki attacks and movement, but hold high offense power and destructive special attacks. We'll look at the character reveals for each type in a second, but to recap, here's what I think this means. Power types will have more damage and health, but spend a lot of ki doing different actions, which includes movement. And speed types have low ki consumption, but they can do all the stuff that power types can do for longer or much more often. They just do less damage.
So a power type and a speed type. Ki. I think majority of people online gonna play like power, but like they gonna have, of course, the other side. They'll play speed. Like I like speed, so I might play speed. Depends on the character. I like speed characters, yeah, the most.
Damage and have less health in general. And since we're on mechanics, they talk about 3 different actions that you can do in this game. I promise you this will be the last thing before we talk about the character reveals. We got Revenge Counter, Assault Vanish, and there's no way that's the name of this mechanic. I'm calling it Super Reflect. I think we've seen all 3 of these mechanics in the announcement trailer alone. Revenge Counter, I think, is just this. The old school Tenkaichi Vanish on Vanish system. Assault Vanish, I'm not entirely sure. They say it's a mid-range option to close in on your opponents, so you vanish but not defensively. You do it to approach. The closest I found was this, but I think that might just be a super dash towards the opponent's back, which Tenkaichi also had. And then Super Reflect is where you can reflect actual super attacks. This was a mechanic back in Ranging Blast, but not in Tenkaichi. In Tenkaichi, you could deflect Ki Blasts, but not supers. Thanks for your patience, though. Here are the character reveals. The scan reveals 11 new characters and has a little description for each one of them, as well as their ultimate attack, or at least that looks like their ultimate. Could just be a super, I guess. And one of these characters completely breaks every prediction I've seen so far. Starting with the power characters, we have Super Saiyan Full Power Broly. The form that was obviously missing is finally confirmed. Gigantic Catastrophe seems to be his ultimate, and the description of the character doesn't tell us much, just that he's got wide-ranged attacks. Nappa has Volcano Explosion, and he has 2 skills that can enhance his attacks, probably some damage buffs, let's say one for his melee damage, another one for his ki damage, I don't know, I'm speculating, but he's got 2 skills that enhance his attacks for sure. Topo has Justice Tornado. Sounds like the Pride Troopers will have something similar to the Ginyu Force back in Tenkaichi, where they can power up after striking a pose. I think that's pretty cool. Kale's Super Saiyan Berserk is also making it in. Kale is one of those characters that I'm not sure how many of her forms will be playable in this, but Berserk is definitely one that I expected. The description seems to hint at her health being bigger than normal, so we'll see. Super Trunks makes a comeback from Tenkaichi 2. He's got Super Explosive Wave as a super, but the description is a bit generic, doesn't tell us much in my opinion, so we'll move on to the next character, which is the last one here on the power side, Max Power Master Roshi. I think this means it's buff Roshi. We could still get base Roshi just like in Tenkaichi 3, start with base Roshi, transform into max power, and of course he has the max power Kamehameha as expected, plus has a skill that can temporarily buff his attack as well as his defense. 6 new characters on the power side. Let's quickly check out the 5 new characters on the speed section. First up is Hit, who has Time Prison. He's got high speed rush attacks as well as Time Skip. Though we don't know
so
exactly how Time Skip
clean
works in this game, we'll have to wait and see. Jai's has the Purple Comet attack as his ultimate, and sounds like he's going to be a range specialist with long range ki attacks. We also have Burner, whose ultimate technique seems to be the Space Mach attack, and he has After Image technique, which, if you've played Tenkaichi 3, you know that's a very strong skill. It makes it impossible for you to get hit for a while. I wonder if they'll keep it just as broken as it was. This bow has Justice Kick, and it sounds like he can activate Super Maximum Light Speed mode. Maybe that's one of his skills that he can activate. I'd like to remind everyone that Kaioken, for instance, for base Goku, that's a skill, that's not a transformation, so this could be something similar here. And finally, the one character that broke every prediction, Kakunsa. She's a part of the Maiden Squadron from Universe 2. She focuses on close combat, and I have yet to see a single prediction that included her. Now, if we got this reveal before we had the roster screen, I think everyone would have gone nuts. Including a character like Kakunsa really means that everyone is going to be playable. But now we know that it's not everyone. It's 164 characters, so who's getting cut? And this is what I've been thinking about and obsessing all weekend. We'll definitely know more once they show the trailer, if they ended like last time and they show us the character placements. But for now, let's use my roster prediction placements as a guideline. This is my entire prediction right here. Okay,
let me see. Her. DLC. Oh, you seen that, bro? That movie, bro. I watched it in the theater. It was lit, bro. It was lit. Like, oh my. I like the movie. I really like the movie. Mm, Dang, I don't even know who should they dang, you already have him. He already had it. Yeah, I
Let's
forgot.
start by
I don't
fading
know
out the
who.
characters I predicted that haven't been confirmed yet. Now let's confirm the locked characters in green, and now let's add the new characters that were just announced. I'm gonna put Kakunsa outside the roster because I didn't actually predict her, but as you can see, everyone else is here. So the question now is, where does Kakunsa go? And it's not so simple. I think she would probably go somewhere around here on the bottom right next to Ribrianne. The problem is she is trapped between the Broly movie and the Goku Black arc, and those are not easy to move around. Of course, there's always the possibility that instead of splitting the roster screen in arcs like this, they simply make this entire section Dragon Ball Super without any further subdivisions. That gives
Could
us a
be.
bit more freedom and makes it easier to do some cuts, but even then, I don't think I can cut anyone that I predicted from Dragon Ball Super to add Kakunsa. She is just not that important. Every character that's in this prediction I think has made a bigger impact than she did, and it gets worse. If she is making it in, I think it's fair to assume that a few other characters will too. We might see Basil and Lavender next to Bergamo. We might see more Universe 2 characters like Rosie or any of these guys. I didn't even include Frost in my prediction. I simply ran out of space. That was probably the hardest cut I had to make. But if we think that all of these characters are making it, if we have such a big focus on these minor Tournament of Power players, and we assume...
What if all the side characters make it, and then all the popular characters just don't make it? But I know that's not gonna happen. But like, what if in some timeline universe, that happened? What would y'all reactions be like? Like my reaction would be like, oh, it would be funny. I would be like, what? So you gonna add all these side characters in the game, but not the main character? Well, some of the main characters? Like, it would be funny, but it
that
would definitely
Dragon
be
Ball Super
different.
is restricted to this right side of the screen, which is what the organization seems to suggest, then I think the entirety of Dragon Ball Superhero is getting cut. I've thought about this a lot, and I'm
Dang.
either wrong about the arc
No, bro,
placement of the
no.
organization of the roster screen, or Superhero is not going to be in the base game. They will save it for DLC. And that just extra
Yeah,
convinces
probably.
me that
But
Dragon Ball GT is
dang.
also going to be DLC. I did predict some GT characters, but I immediately said that this would be the space for Dragon Ball Daima in my final prediction. But since Daima isn't out yet, it's hard to predict which characters will make it, so I just filled the space with Dragon Ball GT. Now, Superhero getting cut from the base roster is not the worst thing in the world. I think there's a silver lining to this. If you make Superhero part of the base game, then characters like Kakunsa, Basil, Lavender, they have no chance of making it in. Are you going to make those characters DLC in the future? I don't know, because those DLC packs probably wouldn't sell very well. On the other hand, a Superhero DLC pack will sell like crazy. I do think you have to save some characters for DLC in order to keep this game alive for a long time. DLC helps fund the game support, it helps give everyone new balance patches and updates. Even if you choose to not buy the DLC, you can still benefit from all of those free updates. And if they do it like this, we will eventually have a game with everyone. But if they chose to release the game with Superhero in the base game, I don't think someone like Kakunsa would ever be DLC. It's a much harder sell. So in the long term, I think this is a better move for sure. We're just gonna miss Superhero at launch. This is of course all speculation on my part, but it does seem like the easiest way to include characters like this to me. I honestly don't know who else they would cut, or they just lied about the roster placements and it's all random. Regardless, I don't think we had to be angry no matter what their choices are, because at the end of the day, it's 164 characters.
Like, what should I do? Like, should I buy, when this game comes out, should I buy this game on a low-end PC, or should I buy it on my console? Like, next-gen console. Like, I really hope the connection in this game be really good. Like, I don't want no lag, no none. I really hope that's good in the future. Well, when the game comes out.
the biggest roster of all time for a Dragon Ball game at launch. So unless they do something outrageous like Gohan is not playable, then I am nothing but thankful. And we'll definitely know more once the trailer is released. I do expect it to come out sometime this week. We'll have more questions answered if they show us the character placements. I hope they keep doing that because that's what made this roster speculation so much fun than it usually is. And if you want to know more about that, here's my initial prediction where I go.
So I would think, you're just gonna have to like wait until like more information comes out for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I'm super hyped about that game. Like, bro, when that game comes out, I'm finna go crazy. Like, oh my, you won't even know. You won't even know. Anyway, what do y'all think about Globku uh wording on this and what he said and all that? I think what he said was it could be a possibility, and I hope uh he gets some right and hope uh I hope the game is good when it comes out and look really good. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stay kaijuing, like, subscribe, and peace. Oh, and put in the comments what else should I react to? Right now, I'm just gonna like react to the stuff I like. But if y'all have any ideas, put in the comments. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching. Peace.